Karma didn't just come for Camilla. It started taking, quietly, one thing at a time, while she was still wearing the crown. 15 things, not predicted, already moving. Her approval ratings, her coronation dignity, her stepson's silence, her own son's loyalty, her cultural relevance, her grip on time itself. Karma is collecting in real time. Then the polls dropped to their lowest in 5 years. Then 52 people were arrested on Coronation Day. Then Harry called her dangerous, to 3.2 million readers. Every privilege Camilla collected while Diana was buried is being returned in order 28 years later. Camilla already feels it. The country crowned her queen and still said no. She isn't waiting to see what is left. We're going through all 15. Thing 15 is the one Charles cannot protect her from. It is also the one Diana set in motion in 1995, a debt collector with no name. Working off a list nobody admitted existed. Let's count them down. Number 1, the 42%. January 2026, YouGov's latest tracker. Camilla, 42% positive, 45% negative, her lowest since March 2021, before the coronation, before the crown, before 30 years of rehabilitation was supposed to have worked. Statista published it. GB News ran it. Parade reported she now ranks below Princess Anne, Prince Edward, Sophie, and Zara Tindall. Think about that for 1 second. The Queen of England polls lower than a retired equestrian, lower than the brother nobody writes about. The palace told Diana the public would move on. That time would fix it, that the country would accept the woman who replaced her. 30 years later, 42%. Kate, 77. William, 74. Diana's family is nearly double. The rehabilitation campaign cost a fortune. Diana's memory cost nothing, and the free thing won. And number 2 happened on the most important day of Camilla's life, in front of cameras on the BBC. Number 2, the coronation they booed, May 6th, 2023, Coronation Day, the day Camilla officially became queen. Republic, Britain's largest anti-monarchy group, mounted the biggest protest against a British monarch in modern history. Hundreds of yellow-clad demonstrators lined the procession route, signs reading, "Not my king," booing loud enough to be picked up on the BBC broadcast and heard around the world. Police arrested 52 people, including Republic's leader Graham Smith, before the procession even reached Westminster Abbey. Al Jazeera, The Inquirer, and Euronews all covered it. At the November 2023 state opening of Parliament, they came back. Same signs, same yellow, same chanting. Sky News broadcast it. Diana was destroyed behind closed doors. Whisper campaigns nobody could see. Leaked stories nobody could trace. Nobody filmed those attacks. Camilla's rejection was filmed, broadcast, and archived forever. On the BBC, on the day she put on the crown, the palace could control Diana's destruction because it happened in secret. It can't control a crowd that shows up in yellow and boos during the national anthem. Diana's memory gave that crowd permission to say what the whole country was thinking, and the third receipt was printed, bound, and sold 3.2 million times. Number 3, the book that called her dangerous. January 2023, Harry's memoir, Spare. 3.2 million copies sold worldwide in the first week. Penguin Random House confirmed the figure, 400,000 copies in the UK on day 1. Fastest-selling non-fiction book in British history. And in his 60 Minutes interview with Anderson Cooper, Harry called Camilla the villain and dangerous. He accused her of trading information with the press to rehabilitate her own image at his expense. He told Anderson Cooper, "She was the villain. She was the third person in their marriage. She needed to rehabilitate her image." He wrote that Camilla sacrificed me on her personal peer altar. The Tribune, NBC News, and Sportskeeda all ran his words. 3.2 million people bought the book. Millions more watched the interview. Diana's son, the boy who walked behind her coffin at age 12, wrote 416 pages telling the world exactly who Camilla is, and the world bought every copy. The palace spent 30 years building Camilla's reputation. Harry dismantled it in a week with receipts. I really want to get to number 9, The one a generation that never met Diana delivered on TikTok without anyone asking. But first, 4 through 8, because those 5 are the proof Camilla sees every single day she opens her eyes. And number 15? That's the one Diana filed 30 years ago that nobody, not Charles, not the palace, not 30 years of PR, can ever repay. Number 4. Her own son sided with them. Tom Parker Bowles appeared on the news agent's podcast before the coronation. Emily Maitlis asked about the demonstrators. His answer, if people want to protest, that's their right to do so. You're allowed to protest, we're all allowed to have different views. The Independent ran it word for word. Let that land, Diana's sons spent their lives defending her name, commissioning documentaries, standing beside statues, writing books, protecting her legacy with everything they had. Camilla's son spent Coronation Week on a podcast defending the right of strangers to reject his mother's crown. Diana's children are warriors. Camilla's child is a witness. When your own blood looks at the scoreboard and tells the truth on a national podcast, that's karma from inside the house. Number 5, the 35-point gap. Same YouGov, January 2026, Kate, 77%. Camilla, 42, 35 points, and the gap is growing. Camilla dropped 3 points between October 2025 and January 2026. Kate gained 2, moving in opposite directions, on the same tracker, in the same country. Richard Fitzwilliams told GB News, they're unbeatable. Diana outshone Charles. The palace punished her for it, isolated her, leaked against her, stripped her title, pulled her security. Now Diana's daughter-in-law outshines Camilla, and the palace is celebrating it. Same dynamic, completely reversed. Because the woman doing the outshining this time is wearing Diana's sapphire ring, and the country knows exactly who earned those numbers and who borrowed them. Number 6. The sympathy that skipped her. 2024 was the year of Cancer in the royal family. Kate announced hers in March. Charles announced his in February. Both received public sympathy. But watch where the sympathy went. Kate's popularity surged from 66% to 77% between late 2024 and January 2026. The country rallied around her, sent cards, held vigils outside Kensington Palace, cheered when she appeared at Trooping the Color, wept when she released her treatment video. Camilla? Nothing. No surge, no rally, no cards, no vigils, no tears. Charles's cancer didn't make the country pull Camilla closer. It made the country think about what happens when he's gone. Kate got the country's heart. Camilla got the country's calculation. Diana would have understood that better than anyone. She knew the country only holds on to the people it actually loves. Camilla isn't unloved. She's tolerated. And tolerance doesn't survive a reign change. Number 7. The Shield with Cancer. February 2024, Charles was diagnosed with cancer, an unspecified form detected during prostate tests. Treatment began immediately. March 2025, hospitalized for side effects from the therapy. December 2025, he told the nation his treatment could be reduced, calling it a personal blessing. But Buckingham Palace clarified, precautionary phase, not remission, not cured, 77 years old, still receiving treatment. Charles is the only person standing between Camilla and the reign of Diana's son. The only shield, and the shield has cancer. Diana lost her protector when the palace stripped everything in the divorce. No title, no security, no staff. Nobody between her and the world. Camilla's shield is still standing, but it's thinner than it was a year ago. And the man waiting on the other side, the man who will control Camilla's title, her budget, her home, her future, once sat with his crying mother and promised to return the title the institution took from her. Stay with me, because 8 through 11 are the ones Diana is delivering right now. Not from the grave, from the culture, from the screens, from the memory of a country that never let go. Number 8. Phased out while still queen. Debbie Frank, Diana's own astrologer, predicted in Hello that 2026 will mark a turning point in the dynamics between king, country, and queen. She said Camilla will step back from duties that the younger royals could perform. Okay, magazine ran the headline. Fitzwilliams called Kate the key for the royal family on GB News. A source close to William shared with the New York Post that Kate pledged to stand beside William through every shift and every test. Diana was forced out after the divorce. The palace said she was no longer needed. 30 years later, the palace is sending the same message to the woman who replaced her. But this time they're doing it while Camilla is still wearing the crown. Diana was pushed out after she lost. Camilla is being pushed out while she's supposedly winning. That's worse. Number 9. The statue in the garden. July 1st, 2021. What would have been Diana's 60th birthday? William and Harry stood side by side, the last time they appeared together in public, and unveiled a bronze statue of their mother in the sunken garden at Kensington Palace, Diana's favorite place on the grounds. Sculptor Ian Rank Broadley designed it. The garden was replanted with over 4,000 forget-me-nots. A permanent installation. AP, BBC, People magazine, and Fox News all covered it. The statue shows Diana surrounded by 3 children, a tribute to her work with children worldwide. Think about what that means for Camilla. Every time she visits Kensington Palace, every garden party, every family gathering, every royal event, she walks past a bronze monument to the woman she replaced, cast in metal, planted in forget-me-nots, surrounded by a garden that says, "Remember me with every flower," and Camilla has to walk past it every time. For the rest of her life, Diana isn't just a memory in that garden. She's a monument with a permanent address. Number 10. The generation that chose Diana. September 2022, Elizabeth died. Within days, Camilla was trending on TikTok. The South China Morning Post reported videos pitting the new queen against the real queen. Millions of views, duets, reactions, side-by-side comparisons, Diana winning every single one. British tabloids had used Camilla for years alongside Horseface and Royal Sleeping Pill. But TikTok delivered those names to a generation born after Diana died. They'd never seen Panorama, never watched the wedding, never held a candle outside Kensington Palace, and they chose Diana without a campaign, without a PR firm, without anyone telling them to. Operation PB spent 30 years and millions of pounds rebuilding Camilla's image for one generation. TikTok destroyed it in 6 months with clips of a woman who'd been dead for 25 years. Diana doesn't fade. She recruits, generation after generation, without permission. 10 receipts, the polls, the booing, the book, the sun, the gap, the sympathy, the cancer, the phase-out, the statue, the generation, and there are still 5 left. I really want to get to 15. That's the debt Diana filed in 1995 that will never be repaid. But first, 11 through 14, because those 4 are the ones that prove Diana's influence isn't just surviving, it's growing. Number 11. The dress is worth more than the crown. Diana's Jacques Azaguri evening gown sold for $1.14 million at Julian's auctions in December 2023, 11 times its estimate. NPR and the BBC both covered it. Her iconic black sheep sweater sold at Sotheby's for $1.14 million that same year. Her Travolta dress, the velvet gown she danced in with John Travolta at the White House in 1985, was purchased by historic royal palaces and is now on display at Kensington Palace. A single Diana dress is worth more than Camilla's entire cultural impact across 3 decades in public life. Think about that for 1 second. Camilla has been queen for 3 years. She has generated 0 fashion moments, 0 auction records, 0 magazine covers people actually saved. Diana has been dead for 28 years and her clothes sell for more than most people's houses. Karma doesn't just take from Camilla, it adds to Diana's account. Every year, every auction, every record broken. 3 left, 12 is the replacement, 13 is the photograph, 15 is the debt, number 12, replaced by a ghost. Marie Claire published it in May 2025. William is aiming for a Diana reboot of the monarchy. Those 3 words appeared in a headline about the future of the crown. not in a fan blog, in Marie Claire. Roya Nika told Fox News, "Digital William is taking guidance and inspiration from my mother now more than ever before." William's own words, on the record. A Us Weekly source said Charles's feelings about William's rising profile are similar to how he felt about Diana. History repeating. One generation later, the palace spent 30 years erasing Diana from the institutional story, burying her influence, minimizing her legacy, rewriting the narrative so Camilla could fit inside it. Now Diana's name is the narrative. Diana was replaced by Camilla in 1986. Camilla is being replaced by Diana's memory in 2026. Same word, reversed. And the person doing the replacing has been dead for 28 years, and she's still winning. Number 13, the photo nobody can name. Diana sitting alone at the Taj Mahal in February 1992. Diana in the black revenge dress at the Serpentine Gallery in June 1994. Diana walking through a minefield in Angola in January 1997. Diana dancing with Travolta at the White House in November 1985. Ask anyone, anywhere in the world, to name one famous photograph of Diana, and they'll name 4 before you finish the question. Now ask anyone to name one iconic photograph of Camilla. One. From 3 years as queen. From 30 years in public life. Silence. Diana created images that defined an era, shaped fashion, and changed how the world sees royalty. Camilla has been photographed 10,000 times and nobody remembers a single frame. That's cultural karma at its most brutal and its most permanent. Diana's images are so powerful, they sell at auction for $1 million. Camilla's images exist only in press archives nobody opens. Diana is remembered in photographs. Camilla is documented in spreadsheets. Number 14, the 30-year wait. Camilla waited longer than any consort in modern British history to reach the throne. The affair became public in 1993. The marriage happened in 2005. The coronation happened in 2023. 30 years from public scandal to public crown. And here's the karma nobody talks about. After all that waiting, after 3 decades of rehabilitation, of managed appearances, of strategic documentaries, of Operation PB, and code names and PR budgets, she will hold the title for the shortest window of any modern queen consort. Charles is 77, fighting cancer, not in remission. The Queen Mother held her consort title for 15 years and lived as Queen Dowager for 50 more. Beloved, funded by her daughter, the most popular royal in the country until the day she died at 101. Camilla will hold the title for a fraction of that time, and the son, who replaces her, won't be funding her out of love. He'll be funding her out of obligation, if he funds her at all. 30 years of waiting, for the shortest reign, for the coldest handover. That's not bad timing. That's a receipt with a date on it. Number 15. The debt from 1995. This is the one Charles cannot protect her from. No crown can shield it. No PR can repay it. In 1995, Diana told the truth on camera. She said 3 of us. 23 million people filled in the name. That interview created a debt, not financial, moral, owed to every person who loved Diana and never forgave what was done to her. Every item on this list is proof the debt is being collected. The 42%, the booing, the book, the sun, the gap, the sympathy that skipped her, the shield with cancer, the phase out, the statue in the garden, the generation that chose Diana, the dresses worth millions, the ghost replacing her, the photograph nobody can name, the 30-year wait, 14 items on the list, and the debt still compounds. It never stops. Because Diana's words don't expire. They accumulate interest in hearts, in headlines, in the permanent memory of a country that never stopped choosing her. That's karma. Patient, quiet, working off a list nobody admitted existed. Taking everything, one thing at a time. While Camilla is still wearing the crown, those were the 15 things karma is taking from Camilla right now. documented in YouGov polls, best-selling memoirs, police records, TikTok data, auction results, and words Diana spoke 30 years ago that still play every single day. But karma isn't just taking from Camilla. It's giving to Diana through the son she built, and the 15 ways William plans to honor his mother will break Camilla's heart more than anything on this list. The taking is already happening, but the honoring is what Camilla truly can't survive. That video is called 15 Ways William Will Honor Diana. That will break Camilla's heart, and it's right here.